Imagine a nation frozen in time for over 250 years. No railways, no factories, no foreign alliances, just swords, scrolls, and samurai. Then in a whirlwind of just a few decades, it rockets into the modern era. Welcome to one of the most explosive transformations in human history, the Meiji Restoration of Japan. It all began with black ships. In 1853, American Commodore Matthew Perry arrived in Tokyo Bay with steam-powered gunboats that belched smoke and thunder. To the Japanese, it was like a fleet of dragons had entered their world. The Tokugawa shogunate, a centuries-old military government, had kept Japan closed off from the outside world. But now, foreign powers were knocking, and they weren't asking politely. The arrival of the West exposed a hard truth. Japan, with its feudal laws and medieval weapons, was vulnerable. Humiliated by unequal treaties and forced trade agreements, the samurai elite and the imperial loyalists realized something drastic had to change. Or Japan would be carved up like China had been. Cue the young Emperor Meiji. In 1868, at just 15 years old, he became the figurehead of a revolution that would upend an entire civilization. The Meiji Restoration wasn't just political, it was cultural, industrial, and psychological. The shogunate fell, the samurai era ended, and Japan was reborn. The slogan? Fukoku Kyohei, enrich the country, strengthen the military. Almost overnight, Japan went into overdrive. Samurai swords were traded for military rifles. Wooden carts were replaced by railways. Silk robes gave way to suits and uniforms. They didn't just adopt Western technology. They studied it, perfected it, and improved it. Abolishing the feudal domains, the government created a centralized state. Education became mandatory. Newspapers spread ideas like wildfire. The samurai, once the elite warrior class, were stripped of their privileges. Some joined the modern military. Others, like Saigo Takamori, the real last samurai, resisted and paid the price. Factories sprouted, coal mines were dug, steel mills roared to life. In just a few decades, Japan became Asia's first industrial superpower. They even launched their own modern navy and defeated China in 1895, shocking the world. But it wasn't just about tech and industry. The Meiji era changed how people thought. Shintoism was elevated as a national ideology. Loyalty to the emperor became sacred. National identity fused with innovation, and Japan was no longer a passive island nation. It was rising. The transformation was so fast, so complete, that by 1905, Japan went toe-to-toe with Imperial Russia, and won. This wasn't just victory, it was a thunderclap. A formerly backward Asian nation had defeated a European empire. The world took notice. Japan was no longer the student. It had become a formidable power. The Restoration had birthed an empire with ambitions far beyond its shores. But not all was glorious. The rush toward modernization created tension, loss of cultural roots, and widening class divides. The very speed that gave Japan power also led to future conflicts and militarism. The seeds of future wars were quietly sown. Still, the Meiji Restoration remains one of history's most breathtaking overhauls. From rice paddies to railroads, from isolation to innovation, Japan rewrote its destiny with fire, steel, and vision. It didn't just catch up to the West, it challenged it. And it all started with a teenage emperor, a nation on the brink, and a refusal to be left behind.